morning, everybody. It is Tuesday the 9th, 2021. Yesterday we had a nice day of trading. I'm going to go over a few of the trades that I took yesterday, reasons why I took them, and where my exits were planned and what I did, and then go over what I found today on the scanner. There was not a lot on the scanner today, but the first thing I want to go through, we are going to take a look at the futures. We've got the NASDAQ up 258, S&P up 33, and the Dow up 82. So that's looking solid for today. Now to get into the trades from yesterday. U.S. Steel, X is the symbol, the ticker, and I got into this. As soon as it opened, it peaked, pulled back, held VWAP, so I jumped in. Okay, it's already in my buy zone in the 8-day and 21-day EMA, so I jumped in. I wrote it up. I almost sold here, but I know that this had a large short float. But I was thinking, you know what? Let's just make it a quick day trade. But I held. It pulled back VWAP, held again, and I ended up writing this up. And I ended up selling right here in the $20 range. I sold 50% of my position. It pulled back, and then it fired a little bit longer. I made about, I think it was 185% when I sold the first 50%, and almost 300% when I sold up in here. I did not ride it all the way to the top. I should have held it. And now I'm actually looking. I wish I would have held some overnight because I think there's a lot more in the X for tomorrow. But that was a good solid trade, almost 300% winner, and wish they were all that easy. All right, so going for today, we have BKE. This is the favorite of mine for the day. Let me pull this into the daily chart. We had squeezes on this in multiple different charts, and it started firing yesterday. I do not know why Thinkorswim is glitching like this lately, but it's driving me nuts. But yeah, so this started firing yesterday, and I'm looking for this to break out, obviously, and go and make new highs. So I'm going to be possibly looking for an entry point on this one. Well, not possibly. I will be looking for an entry point on BKE for that to go up and make new highs. You know, the other one that I took yesterday and ended up taking a loss on was IQ. I still like this chart and I still like the pattern, but I did not like what it was doing early, and so I closed my position out, took a small loss. I'll show you what I was talking about. Let's scroll over here. So I jumped into this I'm on the 5-minute here, but it basically came up. It broke above VWAP. I jumped in and immediately turned down, and so I sold as soon as it broke and cut my losses. Wasn't much. Took a little loss on there, but I should have probably held that and sold up in here. I could have made a little bit of cash on there, but the options on IQ were not moving very quickly and wasn't anything great. The other thing I took, Levi, I think I took a 20% win on this one. Options were not moving as quickly as I liked, you know, but I did take some money off of them. And so anyways, going back into what we have for today, you know, DKS is on my list. It looks great, but there's earnings on it today. Let me go back to a daily chart so you can see what I'm talking about. And you can see, I do not know why Thinkorswim is glitching like this on me. It's setting me up all the way over on the left of the charts. You can see that it started moving yesterday because of earnings, and then it's coming out. Looks like they've had earnings today, and earnings were beat. Okay, so this might be something, if it gaps up, that you might want to play for an earnings reversal. If you guys are unfamiliar with earnings reversals, typically in a gap up after hours, the stock will fall below the VWAP line. You can short that stock for a nice, nice pullback. Usually, people are taking profit. So that's what an earnings reversal play is. And if you'd like to get in on that one, DKS might be setting up perfectly. Okay, so back to what we want to play today. Obviously, BKE, IQ, GBX would be another one that's on my list. I'm looking for this one to go ahead and make new highs, so I'm looking to get into this one. And then TVTY has been on the list on and off. It just hasn't really moved a whole lot. Looking for this to break out. You know, as crappy as the market's been in the last few days, we were looking at playing this back here. You can see I've got some lines drawn from previous entry points that we were looking at. So maybe, maybe it does something today, but I'm going to be watching that one as well. So that's really all I have today. Short and sweet. And good luck, everybody. May the force be with you today. See ya.